Imperfectly Well on Cosmic TV. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you are new to Cosmic TV, welcome. If you are not new to Cosmic TV, welcome back. You can check out Cosmic Television at cosmictelevision.com as well as on the App Store, and you're going to find other shows like this, courses from conscious filmmaker or films from conscious filmmakers, and courses from other spiritual and healing guides to assist you with your spiritual and metaphysical journey. And my name is Laura Mazzotta. If you are new to me, I am an Akashic therapist and Reiki Master. And it's really my mission to guide light workers, spiritual entrepreneurs, anyone who is multi passionate, really into being able to step into their power and release any doubt or indecision that's getting in their way so that they can fully feel into what it feels like to thrive personally and professionally. So that's what I'm here for. And I'm really happy to be connecting with you today on the topic of trauma. We're going to be talking about trauma and how it presents in our system. And I'm going to be taking you through an exercise for healing trauma. It's one that I have used over and over and over and over again for years. And I highly encourage you to return to this video. I'm also going to be uploading it to my YouTube channel, which is Emerge Healing and Wellness, because I want this to be an exercise that's accessible to people at all times. If you've ever been in a program with me or been part of my community, the Expansion Portal, which is a free Facebook group that I have here on this platform, I'm always talking about this exercise and using it on the regular. And it's because it's so effective, and it's because returning to it time and time again with a beginner's mind, with curiosity, allowing whatever comes forward to come forward, it is absolutely healing for physical issues, for emotional issues, and trauma encompasses both. So stay tuned. We're going to be diving into that experience in probably about 10 minutes here. And I'm really excited for you to be able to receive that today. So with trauma, obviously, I've been working with trauma extensively, being a therapist for 20 years, and I've been trained in so many different trauma modalities and ways to treat trauma. And so I've tried lots of different approaches to it. And what I can honestly say is that the most effective modalities for treating trauma exist within energy healing, spiritual healing, because every trauma that comes up in our lives, no matter whether we consciously perceive it that way or just our system perceives it as traumatic, we are carrying those codes with us. We're carrying those codes with us at all times. We're carrying the codes of trauma from our ancestors and from past lives. Those get housed within our inner child. So if you've done any inner child work, you've definitely moved some of that trauma through your system and through your field, and you're already well on your way. Trauma also involves, there's so many layers, energetic forgiveness work as well, forgiveness for the other person, for the happenstance, and for yourself, because there's a lot of guilt and shame that's assigned to trauma whenever we experience it, and we carry that with us every time we have a trigger or something coming up in our environment that really brings this trauma to the surface, so that it's present in our awareness. And we don't want that, right? We don't want this trauma present in our awareness. And so what we need to do is really turn towards it. And that's what this exercise I'm going to be guiding you through does. It allows us to turn towards the trauma and towards the shame and towards the guilt without diving into the story around it. And a lot of the trauma training that I've received involves narrative work, involves really rewriting the trauma, talking about the trauma, and being able to access the emotions that come up with these triggers and assigning them to different experiences. Like I have a client recently who was talking about a certain sensation, noise, trigger in their field that was setting off some of their PTSD symptoms, post-traumatic stress disorder. And we were talking about being able to intentionally activate whatever this trigger was in their environment, but then assign it to something else. So it's like, okay, when you turn on this noise, or when you activate whatever this trigger is, be there with somebody really close to you and allow yourself to hold them. Do a healing practice, do a happy dance, something like that, to start to change the association in your brain. Because what happens is when we experience trauma of any form, and we don't decide what trauma is, okay? Our nervous systems really encode that and perceive it as trauma. So you could say that it's traumatic that you dropped your ice cream cone on the ground and couldn't eat it when you were 6, and somebody else could say, oh my gosh, that's nothing. I've been physically abused, right? But there is no hierarchy when it comes to trauma, right? And so we really want to be appreciative and honoring of whatever our nervous system perceives in that way, okay? And to really approach ourselves with gentleness and patience and compassion and love as we move through what comes forward for us, okay? So exposure can be a good thing, like I was just talking about, really activating the stimulus, the trigger, the thing that's setting you off, but then creating a new association. But you want to make sure that you're really safe and grounded and able to tolerate anything that might be coming up if you activate something like that. Okay. So I really encourage a support system in your field if that's a route you're going to go. But today I'm going to be taking you through this exercise so that anything that's coming up for you in your field, and what's cool is that this exercise really attaches to things that are subconscious, things that are housed energetically and in our cells and in our bodies. And trauma is always held in those spaces every single time. That's not something that we can escape. And so we don't have to get into the story and the conscious understanding of what unfolded and why and what does this mean and what's the lesson and all of that, right? We can gather the information that we need from this exercise that we're doing today, and it's enough to help us get to that next level. And then when we get to that next edge, we can do it again and then continue to dive deeper and deeper into more layers of this without having to make it something that we're preoccupied with or analyzing or constantly having our minds on. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions about what I've talked about so far around trauma. And if not, we're going to dive into this exercise together now. And I just encourage you, even if it's an exercise that you've done before, to really enter this with beginner's mind, with new eyes, allowing yourself to really receive whatever source, whatever the universe is meant to bring into your field at this moment, because there's something under the surface that needs to come forward to be released if you receive something from this. And sometimes what we receive is just love. And sometimes what we receive is just comfort. And that is exactly what we need in that moment. So we want to trust that whatever's coming forward is exactly what we're meant to integrate at this time. Okay. So if there's no questions, let's dive into this experience. I encourage you to put your feet on the ground, both feet flat on the floor. Hi, Maria. How are you, love? Happy Friday. Straighten your spine by tucking your tailbone and tucking your chin just a little bit. Close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. And allow a nice slow release. Another deep breath into your heart space. And now breathe in a little bit more to fill to your fullest capacity, allowing that life force energy to really massage your heart space. And then allow a nice, slow exhale. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply at a pace that's comfortable for you, allowing your awareness to move to your hips, where you envision this root system forming at your hips, traveling down your legs, past your calves, around your feet, all the way down through the crust of Mother Earth, wrapping around the root system in Mother Earth. This root system that carries all of the nutrients, the nourishment, the vitamins, and the minerals that we need within our system right now. Allow the roots from your physical body to intertwine with Mother Earth's root system, sharing energy, sharing nutrients, knowing that this is becoming a feedback loop, bringing all of this nutrition and nourishment up into your physical body, touching each of your cells, each of your chakras, and traveling through every system of the body, fortifying and solidifying the systems of the body. Take a nice deep breath here to integrate this solidarity. And then scan your physical body with your inner vision, from your head to your toes, and then back from your toes to the top of your head. And allow yourself to identify where in your physical body you may be holding any tension, discomfort, or pain. If you've noticed it in more than one area, I want you to identify the area that's calling to you most at this time, that's in need of attention. And when you attend to this area, I want you to identify how much space this energy is taking up. Identify what color this energy is. What temperature this energy is. And what texture it has. And now I want you to identify what emotion comes forward when you tune into this energy. And lastly, identify what is the exact physical sensation that's associated with this energy. Okay, now take a deep breath in and release. And we're going to gently and safely take this energy that we've been spending time with, and we're going to gently and safely remove it from our body, allowing it to hang out in the field in front of us so that we're gazing at it as it's separated from our physical body. And as we gaze at this energy in front of us, we allow this crystalline, sparkling, healing light to pour in through our crown, filling our physical body, and particularly that space where we removed the energy, with healing, unconditional love and vibrant energy. And we turn our attention now again to this energy that's hanging out in front of us. And we're going to ask it a question. And when we ask it this question, we want the answer to just be whatever is the first word that comes to our mind. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Don't search for the answer. Just allow the first word that comes to your mind to be the answer. And so we ask this energy, what were you trying to teach me? Allow that lesson to be integrated into your physical body and into your heart space. And then we're going to plant an illuminated seed in the center of this energy. And using your breath, I want you to expand the light from this seed. Continuing until the entire energy is lit up with this divine light. And we can choose to do one of two things with this energy. You can hold it in your hands and allow it to dissolve down into Mother Earth or be released into the ether for transformation. Or you can place this illuminated energy into your heart space, using your breath to really expand this light so it fully spreads through your entire physical body and your energy field. Using your breath, just giving it a moment to really expand. So you're feeling fully illuminated. Taking a nice deep breath here into your heart space to integrate this energy. And allow a nice slow release. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let me know how you're feeling. If you're still feeling tension or you're still feeling discomfort in any area, you can continue to repeat this in different areas, or you can go back and do the same location over and over and over again. There may be multiple lessons within the same space within your body. This is a wonderful way to attend to, understand, release, clear, and heal and transform our trauma without having to get attached to the story, a conscious understanding of what's coming forward, or letting our egos get in the way. I really encourage you to stick with this and do it repeatedly. That is how trauma is. It is encoded in layers. It needs to be removed in layers. If we remove trauma too quickly, it can actually be quite the shock to our system, and it can leave us very unstable. So it's very helpful to do this gentle work little by little. So I definitely encourage you to do that. And you can come back to this video and let me know how the process continues to unfold. This practice and this type of trauma work around integrating it into our bodies and transforming it is something that's extremely important to me, not only because of my own history with trauma, but because I've been a therapist for 20 years and I've witnessed so many people suffering and so many people who have tried to work on their trauma and worked hard on their trauma and keep hitting their head against a wall because they're just not uncovering it at the depth that they desire. They're not healing it with sustainability. And that's what we want. We want to be able to heal our trauma in a way that lasts, not just a Band-Aid approach, right? This is why I created actually a training program for coaches and spiritual entrepreneurs to get a certificate in trauma-informed care, because I had so many clients and so many therapists and clinicians and coaches coming to me. The coaches and therapists would say, I'm so burnt out, I'm so fried, or it's hard for me because all of this trauma work I'm doing with my clients is bringing up and stirring up things in me that I didn't even know was still there. I thought I'd worked through it, right? They didn't even have the awareness. And that's why I love this energetic practice, because it's a way for us to access and clear some of that trauma without attaching to it with the ego, without totally understanding what we're doing. We're allowing ourselves to clear our fields of the things that we might not even be aware are impacting us and impacting our field. And then the clients that would come to me would feel kind of raw and vulnerable because they would be working with therapists or coaches who opened up their trauma, but at no fault of their own, weren't fully educated or didn't fully understand the level of depth that trauma can plant itself within our system and within our being as a whole. And then they would be left incomplete or feeling re-traumatized or feeling unsafe or very chaotic and emotional. So it's absolutely vital that we have trauma-informed care so that our clients and ourselves can step into very safe containers and safe holding spaces to be able to honestly allow more of the work to be done. Because when we're feeling really safely held, we're feeling really rooted and grounded, we have the ability to let our energy flow much more freely because we know that we're safe. So I created a mastermind called the Sacred Integration Mastermind. The doors have just opened. It starts on March 18th. This is an opportunity for spiritual entrepreneurs, therapists, or coaches who are looking to become more trauma-informed, more stable in how they receive this kind of information from their clients, more stable in what they provide so they can teach themselves and their clients how to safely hold these things. And this isn't just about nervous system stability. It goes a lot deeper than that. This goes a lot deeper than that. I just took people through a course of energetic practice in sacred mystery, where we access that cosmic form of safety, the divine safety that exists within us that is much deeper and more sustainable than nervous system safety. Nervous system safety is great, and it's certainly a piece of the puzzle for sure. But it's not long-term sustainable if we also don't touch base with this cosmic energy and this cosmic safety. Connecting with the divine is what's most unwavering. It's the only thing that's unwavering when it comes to humanity. So connecting to that and really internalizing and fortifying that within us, that is what is going to most boldly hold ourselves and our clients as we move forward. So I'm going to drop the link to Sacred Integration Mastermind in the comments here. You can read about it, Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm always happy to chat and connect with you about whether you feel this is resonating for you. This is a beautiful space to not only secure this for yourself and gather all of this safety and trauma informed care for yourself and your clients, but also to be able to grow your business, to be able to expand your income, to be able to expand your client base without having your human feel as uncomfortable, right? And to be able to do so with greater grace and ease. What is cosmic energy? Cosmic energy it's so beautiful. I could talk about this all day, but cosmic energy is really that space between, the space between the stars, the space between the planets, the space between the galaxies. There's so much blank space. There's more blank space than there is filled space in the universe, right? And that is the space from which everything was created. It's the most fertile soil. It's the void, right? That void is the space from which everything has come into creation. Everything that we know and love, everything that we understand has been created in that space. So I'll drop the link here. I will also be live again next Friday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern with another healing practice for your toolbox and for adding to your resources so that you can continue to empower yourself by accessing these skills over and over again to be able to really feel like I am my own healer. I can do this myself. You're so welcome, Robin, and happy Friday, honey. So I'm going to sign off for now. I will see you guys next Friday. Please reach out if you have any questions about the mastermind. I'll drop the link here right now. I love you. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you so soon. Bye.